What's going on, Internet? This is another episode of Pop Cult Parent. We're here this evening because tragically, this weekend, in a helicopter crash, took the lives of Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gigi and seven other individuals. The news shocked millions of people. We were just left beside ourselves, and due to the nature of this podcast and what we talk about, we just thought it was very important to go out of our normal form and discuss what Kobe meant to us, what it means to us now that he's gone, and then just how we're dealing with this tragedy and this loss of life. So, this isn't our normal form episode. We're just kind of running and gunning it, but we're gonna just say what's on our minds. So, I'm here. My name is Mark F. Jones, and with me I got Shannon and Niels. And guys, just Niels, you got a little history, but real quick, how you guys doing?
Yeah, this is wild, man. Shannon. Kobe wasn't my favorite basketball player by no means, but I was not expecting for his death and passing to affect me the way it did. And it's been a couple days and still it has affected me, but I'll go more in depth on it. But I'm shocked. I'm still in a place of shock and goodness gracious, what just happened?
Yeah. For me, it's just heavy because just thinking this doesn't happen to Kobe. Just something like this. You're like, yo, this type of stuff. You don't even drop 25 points on Kobe, much less death.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just wild. Still it's surreal. But just making it through by just being open and talking about it a little more. So yeah, making it through.
Yeah. Nels, real quick before you get into your history. Yeah, man, it's very few times in life that things happen and you're like, this is unbelievable. And I catch myself going through my routine and I will just stop and be like, oh my God, Kobe Bryant is no longer alive. And it just blows my mind. It's like you said, it's like he had this energy, like he was going to live forever. And like you said, this is not supposed to happen to Kobe Bryant, so. But Nels, why don't you, give us some history about Kobe?
So Kobe Bean Bryant. Kobe was born in 1978 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. You all are probably aware that his father, Joe Bryant, was an international player. So that's why Kobe spent a lot of time overseas, specifically in Italy, and why he knows a lot of languages. He eventually went to high school in Lower Merion, that's located in the suburbs of Philly. And then in 1996, he was drafted. Shannon, sorry, brother. He was supposed to be a Charlotte Hornets, but they traded the pick. They traded to get Vlade Divac to send Kobe Bean Bryant.
Who then the Lakers later got also. So.
Yes, who they then got. They then got Vlade back. So Kobe, although he got drafted by the Hornets on the 13th pick, eventually ended up with the Lakers to join a then traded Shaquille O'Neal and to create probably one of the most dominating tandems in the 2000s. So Kobe was a 5-time champion, 2-time Finals MVP. He won the MVP once, which is very shocking. Because Kobe was probably the best player in the NBA for several years, him or Tim Duncan, give or take. He made 18 All-Star appearances and he won the All-Star game. 4 times. He has more All-Star MVPs than he does actual NBA MVPs. And then again, a couple days ago, Kobe and other people passed away in a helicopter crash, including his daughter Gigi. Kobe has his wife Vanessa and his, I believe, 3 other children who all live in California. Yeah. So I think, to touch upon this and then I'll turn it over to Shannon. Like I think the news and the media are doing this as well. Like we are acknowledging that 9 people passed away in this tragic crash. But we're spending a lot of time on one person. And I think part of the reason we are spending a lot of time on this one person is because this was a big guy. Like, this guy had a huge impact on a lot of people's lives. The basketball means a lot to a lot of people in this country and in this world. I think uniquely for us being black men, and we're all around the same age, and we uniquely were able to see what Jordan was like in the NBA, how Kobe is, how LeBron is. And so we saw Kobe in this prime time be the best basketball player in the NBA for several years. And so we uniquely know Kobe Bryant, which is why we're spending time specifically talking about him.
Yeah, and so just going in, just gonna talk a little about just what Kobe meant to me, and just some of the things that I'm going through right now. So for me, just every time I think of Kobe, I'm like, it goes back to like when he first came on the scene. I'm thinking it takes me back to, I think I was like fourth or fifth grade, 1996. Kobe comes on the scene. You know, instantly, or not instantly like the star, but it's like you already see this promise. Like this dude, he came out of high school, as it was mentioned. I still think of like Live 98, playing that. Kobe, coming up after Eddie Jones, so even then he was sitting on the bench. Uh, but I think back to then, I remember like one of the first sort of like basketball shoes I had that I'm like, this is like after the player, not just a regular pair of Nikes or Adidas, but I think I think they were the KB8s. I think that's what they were, like called the KB8s or something. But it was like the Kobe shoe back when he had that whole symbol with the sort of like crazy fro that he had. I remember I had a Kobe Bryant jersey, like number 8 jersey, wore that all the time. Favorite NBA player. And for me, like honestly, like this was my Jordan. And I say that because even though, I mean, I was able to see Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron play throughout my lifetime, but by the time I really started watching basketball and really paying attention, I mean, Jordan had pretty much retired or was like on his way out. And then Kobe was that emerging star. And so I got to see this just longevity of Kobe, especially at the beginning, winning multiple titles. Uh, and so for me, like I said, he was definitely like probably my favorite NBA player. Um, and just thinking of how just the work and the passion and things that he put into what he did, into his craft. Uh, and for me, I'm like, wow, it just shows you like what it takes to not just be great in something, but to essentially to dominate in something. Um, and I really feel like there are a few people in life who can 100%, they can say, "Hey, I gave it truly every single thing that I had." I think even those people who say, I gave it everything, they know in the back of their head there's still like one more day I could have practiced, or a couple more minutes I could have put into like um into perfecting whatever it is that I do. I truly believe he was someone who gave it everything that he had. Uh, and did it in the sections that make sense. Like I mean, I think he was, he was still a great family man. Did gave everything he had to the NBA, and then he was okay with that transition. He wasn't still trying to hold on. He was like, I think I've been like a pretty good father and husband and whatnot so far. And then he made that transition and be like, the NBA is behind me now. Uh, I gave it everything I had, and now like I'm really giving this family thing, this starting these other endeavors. I'm giving this everything I have as well, um, and so that just means to me just means a lot. Um, and like I said, and this just seems so surreal because in my mind I'm like, you barely dropped 20 points on Kobe, much less had something like this happen. Like it just doesn't seem real that like Kobe Bryant like died and not when he was 70 or 80, but like at the age of 41 in a helicopter accident. That's just not real, you know. But yeah, so that's what it means to me. Like I said, I'm making it through, just being able to talk about it, what Kobe meant, his impact, uh, and really just looking sort of towards that brighter time when I am really more so able to really talk about, you know, the rivalries and, you know, all of these different things that happen. But, you know, for now I'm just making it by just talking and trying to keep some of the Mamba mentality of being my best and whatever it is I can do.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, man. It's that's well said. Um, it I'm sorry for the stammering, but because I'm just blown. The fact that like it hit me again that we're sitting here talking about this, it just blows my mind. Um, I'm not really affected by celebrity deaths, and not to sound insensitive, but you know we don't know these people for the most part, and we have lost a lot of celebrities in the past like 5 to 10 years. And when I heard that Kobe Bryant died, I my first thought was like, I hope this is fake. That was the first thing that went in my mind. I was like, I hope this is not real. I hope this is fake because it like you said, Shannon, this isn't supposed to happen to this guy, you know. Um, so I've been really thinking about why it affected me and why it seems to affect so many people. And Kobe Bryant was and is still he was my favorite player. He is my favorite player. Um, I developed this saying when anyone would tell me they didn't like Kobe Bryant, I would respond with, "Well, you must not like winners." You know?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm laughing because I remember Mark saying that over and over again to people. Like, yeah,
Like
you have been
that was
saying that
just
for
yeah.
as long as I know you.
That's just that's the only because like that's the only thing I can come up with. If you don't like Kobe Bryant, you must like not like winners because he was like he was a prodigy. But the one thing I'm starting to realize about Kobe, and I think why everyone loved him so much, is his greatness never seemed unattainable, and it was solely because of his attitude. You know, he just exuded this confidence, but I work hard and this humbleness. He was like the big brother that you wanted to be like, you know, and like he came into the NBA, you know, around our time, around when I was really watching ball. I'll tell you the truth. Once Kobe retired, I couldn't tell you who's like top player in the league right now. I kind of lost interest, but he came in the league at a time when we were getting a lot of talk where people were using the word thug when referring to players, and tattoos were an issue and haircuts and this and that. And I feel like Kobe never lost his authenticity. He was always KB. He was always Kobe Bryant. He was always for the culture. But yet he was this like Renaissance man. He spoke Italian. You know, he read, he wrote. You know, he was just like it. It he wasn't pigeonholed by the NBA. Um, yeah, like I only had three NBA jerseys. One was a T Mac jersey. One was a retro Chicago Bulls Jordan jersey, and one was a Kobe jersey. But I wanted the Lakers traditional stitched, you know, the stitched number jersey. But all I could afford was the old school Lakers, the blue one. So it was a Kobe jersey. And I've never had any other NBA jerseys. I don't plan on buying any other NBA jerseys. And I don't I don't know, man. It's hard to even gather my thoughts in words. He just carried himself with a lot of dignity, a lot of honor, a lot of respect. And like you said, Shannon, once he was done with the NBA, he left it all there. He's like, yo, I'm done. I'm closing this chapter. I can leave here with confidence that I left it all there. And now I'm going to be a father. And he was doing his damnness to be a good father, a good family man. And he, just like the NBA, he went into that 120%. And things like this aren't supposed to happen to people like him. And it's I think that's why the world is just shocked. If you told me to make a list of a celebrity or celebrities that I thought were going to die like this year, I wouldn't even thought about putting Kobe Bryant on the list, you know? But you know, he will be missed. I'm really trying to take mad lessons from this as a father, as a husband now. Life is not guaranteed. Every moment is precious. And if you don't give it your all and leave it all out there, then like, what are you even doing? Why are you wasting your time? So I'm pretty sure there's more I could say, but I mean, now it's, you know, I want you to get into it, and yeah, that's all I gotta say.
I've been, for the past couple of days, been trying to really think about why this has affected me to the level that it has. Kobe was not my favorite basketball player. Around the time when Kobe was playing, I was a huge Allen Iverson fan. If you know anything about AI and Kobe, like they were like the biggest frenemies ever. Like they were super competitive against each other, and 9 times out of 10, Kobe won. Like it was a one-sided competition. A lot of respect was equally on both sides, but Kobe's numbers were definitely on the other. And so I'm like why is this hitting me the way it did? And it's because I believe I've come to the understanding that it's because Kobe was ours. Like Kobe belonged to us. Like we thought we were going to have this guy in our lives until we were in our 70s. Like in my mind, I was going to see Gigi playing the WNBA and Kobe like finessing to be like a WNBA coach just because he's Kobe Bean Bryant. Like I did not think I was not ready. And I know this is extremely selfish. And I'm thinking very much about myself, but like I was not thinking in my life that I was not going to have an opportunity to engage and see the legend that is Kobe Bryant continue to be the legend in his later years. He has been a part of our lives publicly since we were like 9 or 10. And he was still in our lives. So for him to be gone is one thing, but like the way that he left, I found out, I put in for a nap on Sunday. I go downstairs, sit next with Shamel, and I get a text from Mark to this group, to the Pop Call Parent group, and Mark's like, "Y'all hear about Kobe?" And my first thought is, and this is like in true Kobe Bean Bryant mode, my first thought is, man, I wonder if he's coming out of retirement just to pass LeBron again in points, because that would be a Kobe move. So you know what? You had your fun. I'm gonna come back, drop 80, just because I'm Kobe. Like I legit thought that what the case was, and I refuse to believe everything I saw in the next 30 minutes. I think what uniquely makes this sad, and Mark, you touched upon it, is that yes, we know that Kobe was a great athlete, but he wasn't just a great athlete. We know that Kobe was a great winner, but he wasn't just a great winner. We got a chance to see him be a father, and he was killing it. And we got a chance to see him pour into his daughter's life, and he was killing it. And so we were like, we didn't just see this man be an amazing athlete. I was getting a chance to look at Kobe and look up to him just as a dad. And to see that get cut short, and to see that like not only did Kobe die, but his daughter, like that hurts you in way too many ways. Like way too many ways. It's messed up. It's not. I know we don't understand God's ways, but it doesn't. This in no way, shape, or form feels right. It does not feel right that the world is losing an opportunity to see Kobe Bryant be a dad. Like that's not fair. That's not right. I don't think that should be the case. And so with that, there's just like like so much appreciation for this dude that like I did not know I had such strong feelings about him, but like I got such an appreciation for him. I started reflecting like, man, I had a Kobe fro. For as much grief as I gave Kobe, I definitely had a Kobe fro. Could have been a lot of money to go get a haircut potentially, but I sure enough had a Kobe fro. And I am excited for the time where we will be able to maybe not feel as emotionally distraught about Kobe's death when we can start celebrating him. Because I'll tell you now, from now until Ian, I don't know who Ian's favorite basketball player is going to be. Maybe Zion, I don't know. We are going to have Kobe memes about his competitiveness forever. Like, I can't wait until I'm at a point where I can laugh at a meme about Kobe as soon as he get into heaven, points Will Chamberlain out and is like, yo, who got game? And then saying, Jesus, you next. Like, I can't wait until I'm able to laugh at the fact that like Kobe was the most like super competitor that we've had, and just to appreciate him and appreciate that part of him. I'm not there yet though. Definitely not there yet. But I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. So one thing now is I think you really hit it. He was culture. He was our culture. To this day, all of us, we've all done it. Kobe.
Yeah.
You throw the piece of paper into the trash can. Kobe. You on
Did
the court.
Like I don't ever remember me throwing something in the trash can and naming anyone else besides Kobe.
No,
did that uniquely start with Kobe?
That's him. Yeah. That's him, man.
Shannon, did you call anybody else when you were doing that?
Nah, the only other one I've done was like Jordan, like like that's been it. But outside of that, yeah, every time Kobe, like I've never, Dirk, like never, it doesn't, never had that.
I don't have the same finesse.
Yeah, they don't have the same. Tim Duncan. When you do the when you Tim Duncan the paper into the trash can, you very fundamentally walk it over there and you just place it into the basket.
Place it. You put your hand all the way down to the bottom, and then you walk back to your desk.
And then you wash your hands and walk back to your desk,
showing no emotion the entire time.
No emotion.
Oh my god! But Nels, like you said, he's always been there. Like I remember you and I having the conversation when Brett Favre retired, and we were like, "Do you remember the Green Bay Packers without Brett Favre?" I'm pretty sure. I mean, it happened because we were alive, but I don't remember LA Lakers without Kobe Bryant until he retired. He was the Lakers. It was Kobe and the Lakers. It's like Michael Jackson and Jackson 5, So he was to be such a staple. Yeah, he was an icon.
So I talked to my dad a couple like the day after Kobe passed away, and part of the reason I know anything about the NBA, and y'all probably know this, back in the day when the NBA started to get popular, you either were Larry Bird or Magic Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
My dad is black, so obviously he went with Magic Johnson. And so my dad has a love and appreciation for Magic Johnson. He didn't admit that Michael Jordan was better than Magic Johnson until the Dream Team. I'm tripping. Until they beat the Utah Jazz the first time. And then he was like, maybe he is better. Maybe he is better. He has 5. He is a little better. So like, that's how much my dad loves Magic. So when I talked about Kobe, my dad was like, Kobe Bryant's the greatest Laker of all time. And I never thought I was gonna hear that words come out of my dad's mouth. Because this man, like, Magic Johnson is the NBA to my dad. But he was like, Kobe Bryant is the greatest Laker of all time. This is a sad day. So it just, I mean, I say he's uniquely ours, and I do believe he's uniquely ours, but like, man, he got Magic fans grieving. So that's real.
Yeah. Just one. I can't believe I forgot this, but I remember in college, I don't know if you guys dorms did this, but they have like dorm trips or whatever. So they were like, we're going to Cleveland. We're going to go to the NFL Hall of Fame, and we're going to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm not. It was like $150 to go on this trip. It was for a weekend. I was like, man, whatever. I'm not. I don't have that kind of money. I'm not doing that. And then they were like, oh, we're also going to go see the Cavs play, and they're playing the Lakers. Dog, after I heard that, I was like, I don't know how. I don't even know to this day how I got the money. I know I didn't steal it. I know that. But I was like, I am going on this trip, and I'm going to see Kobe Bryant play basketball because I don't know if I'll ever get a chance to do that again. But I was like, yo, I am going to go see this man play because he's been an idol in my childhood, and I'm not going to miss a chance to see Kobe on the court. I don't think LeBron played. I think LeBron was hurt, but I wasn't there to see LeBron.
You went all the way to Cleveland to watch Kobe Bryant play.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then left as soon as it was done.
Then left, like, get me out of this town.
And I'm like, because of him, that's why like I was a Lakers fan for like the longest when I started, and like, you know, Lakers fan. I hadn't been any further west than, like, I don't know, Raleigh or something, North Carolina. So, so it wasn't like I was like, oh, you know, from California or whatever. But yeah, man. Yes,
It's sad, man, and we're gonna wrap up. But Nels, like you said, he was a fierce father. He was like as fierce as a father as he was a competitor, and it just breaks my heart to see, especially a black man who enjoys fatherhood, to be, you know, taken from this world. Like you said, it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel fair, you know, and we don't, like you said, we don't know God's plan, but I definitely don't understand, you know. So I'm just gonna try to find peace with it.
I got a question for you uniquely, Mark, because like Kobe, he's not just known to be like a dad and like a great example as a black father, but he was like a father of all girls, and he poured into their lives. Think uniquely for you as a dad to soon to be two girls, like what how did that unique how does that shape you, like from just seeing how Kobe was with his girls and hearing and like seeing all that, like what effect does all this have on you in that way?
It's funny, man. I now that I'm a father and I'm a father of a daughter, I'm about to be a father of two daughters, I think the father-daughter relationship is a very different one than the son one, and it's hard to explain. Like, I look back on my childhood and I'm like, I wonder if my dad would have done things differently if I had a sister. I wonder if he would have approached me differently, went about things differently. And my dad was a great father. I'm not, you know, it's just curious. Like, there's just a softness and a tenderness that I always have with my daughter. And you guys can let me know because you have sons. I assume if I had a son, I'd be focused on making him a man, a good man, an honorable man. And because I have a daughter though, I want her to know I'm here, and I want her to know my tenderness, and I want to be the example of what a love from a man will be in her life. And that's, I think, subconsciously more of my focus than raising her. I want her to be a good person. I want her to contribute to society and be all she can be. But that, I feel like, is more of my concern, that I just want to be there for her, and I want to be her first line of protection for whatever she needs. So I don't know. Does that relate to you guys? Does that sound?
Yeah, definitely. Because even with that, one of the things that I'm sort of seeing is, I feel like there's this feeling of, like, for him, it looks like, she was doing basketball, so, like, great, that's what he did. But I really get that feeling that had it been anything else, whether she was like, I want to be a great piano player, I want to be a great visual artist, I feel like he would have put that same energy and dedication into that, be like, great, we want to make you the best. And it's complete, and like, it sort of put something in her to say, like, I want to be the best. Because I also get the feeling that he wasn't one of those fathers that was like, I did this, so I'm gonna push you, and and she's not really enjoying it or whatnot. uh
Mm-hmm.
I get the feeling that there was just like this sort of seed of, because she knows, or she knew that whatever she chose to do, he was going to support her 100%. And yeah, I just that feeling of having a young son. I do feel like there is sort of that difference there of, I think maybe with the, and this is just my assumption, I don't have a daughter, um but my assumption is, it sounds like, in having a daughter, you're like, I want to show you, maybe what love looks like, and all of these things, and that's just me being visible. And then I feel like, maybe, at least for me, sort of the feeling of a son is, uh I want you to be the best of what you can do. So it's almost like, for
Mm-hmm.
maybe for like a son, it's like, I want to, uh to the best of my ability, give you the best of what's there, you get the best qualities or whatever. But it's almost like, to a daughter, it's like, I want to be able to, uh, receive, and just show, as opposed to,
Yeah.
even give. If that makes sense.
No. Did you want to comment or anything?
Yeah, it sounds like Kobe had like a multi-layered approach with his girls than like some of us have with our kids. Like, it sounds like he did a little bit of everything. Like, he's gonna give you that tenderness, and he's also gonna be like, "Nah, you're going to be the greatest."
Yeah.
Or it's like, I guess the way he did it was like, "Okay, so you say you want to be the greatest. This is how you get to be the greatest. You're gonna work your butt off." Which definitely sounds like Kobe being Bryant. I think with my son, my thought and approach is like, I don't know. It's kind of like, I need you to know that I love you. Just like, you don't have to do anything else. I already love you. Like, I want to show you the definition of unconditional love. Um, which means I'm going to be hard on you. Like, you are going to read. You're not going to throw stuff down the stairs. Like, you're not going to like do these certain things. You're going to treat people with respect. Like, I'm intense on those things, but like, the one thing that, like, I have felt from my dad beyond all the craziness is like unconditional love. I know the definition of unconditional love. If there's anything I can do for Ian, is to show him what it means. Like, if he's reading the Bible, if he's seeing something in the news and he hears the term unconditional love, he can, when in doubt, be like, "Oh, that's how my dad is to me."
Yeah.
Like, so I just need to make sure he knows the definition of that.
Yeah. Yeah. No. What's funny, man? That I didn't know "girl dad" was a hashtag. And when I posted that picture of me and Kosi today, I meant to post that like last week. And I just like, I was like, oh man, I'll get to it. And I was just like, oh, this is a nice picture. I'm gonna post this, make this my profile picture. And I see girl dad, girl dad. I'm like, what? What the hell is a girl dad? I thought it was like some dad bod type, but I didn't realize it was associated with like Kobe and the love for his daughters. Um, but yeah, man, that relationship. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll have the honor of having a son, but right now I'm loving, I guess, being a girl dad. the relationship I have with my daughter, I can't even like we're straight up friends. You know what I mean? Like my wife was she's pregnant, so she got a snack. So he had a bag of chips, and my daughter goes up. She's like, "Chips, please, chips." And she takes a chip, and she sits down next to my wife, and she leans over and she holds the chip out, like, "Daddy, you want one? Like, I got you." And my wife was just like, "Word, you gonna come and take my chips and give them to your father?" So it's it's a beautiful thing, and I'm sad that I tell you what, I'm really sad for Kobe's oldest daughter because she now has the task to like tell her younger sister the story and pass it on. And man,
Yeah.
I have nothing but prayers for the whole family, but man, like to just carry that burden, I could not. And I think this, to wrap what I have to say at least up, I think the one thing that's really getting people is like if they put themselves in this situation, just it is an unthinkable situation. I hope no one ever has to go to like be with your child and maybe even look into their eyes and know this is our last seconds on this earth.
Yeah.
Like who knows what happened in that helicopter. I have the utmost confidence that Kobe Bryant told his daughter everything is going to be fine and I love you. But like, oh man, I can't even fathom it, man. I can't.
Yeah.
And just the more I think about it too, it just hits on as we're mentioning like two levels. Like the world, lost this icon, this symbol, that this person, all these great things that he meant. And then at the same time, like a dad, a husband, a cousin, a son, all these things that he was in that intimate family circle, like they lost this person. And that's just tough because my heart, I've talked about Kobe so much, and I mean, here and just to other people, but my heart really goes out as well thinking about Vanessa, his wife Vanessa, having lost him and their oldest daughter, and and like I said, and even like that ripple effect, daughters losing their dad, wife losing husband, other family members losing whatever he was to them. So it just hits on those like two different levels. I guess the larger circle and the more intimate one as well.
So y'all, I think this is it. We're going to wrap up our special episode of Pop Culture Parenting, highlighting Kobe Bryant. Before I close, just want to say many, many blessings to the families of those 9 passengers of the helicopter crash. We definitely have, I know it seems cliche saying thoughts and prayers. So what we're just going to say is that we're sending many blessings your way. So thank you all for listening. We have a new episode, or 1 or 2 new episodes a month. You can find us on all social media at Pop Cult Parent. Email us at popcultparent@gmail.com. Don't forget to rate us, review, and subscribe. And you'll be hearing more content from us very, very soon. And thank you all for listening. Don't forget to join the cult.
Peace.
Peace.
To see tomorrow, but forever's gone away. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.